Pocono Raceway. Sorry for the audio. I forgot my mic again. I lost it or something like that. I don't know. So yeah, sorry about that. Yeah, we're at Pocono. 50 laps. Hershey 500, something like that. I forgot what it was called. But yeah, so yeah, we'll get ready to go 50 laps around the tricky triangle. Alright, so getting ready to get started here today. I'm joined by no one, because this happened really early, and because it's a Monday, recording this. It's supposed to come out on Monday. In fact, it is already. It's actually exactly 4:30. So really, this video should be coming out right now. But no, we were lazy, and I lost track of time yesterday. And anyways, yeah. So we're gonna get started here. We're gonna look at the starting positions. On the front row, pole position is the 49 of Sean Von Spiegler. Next to him is the 55 of Chris LaGouch. Behind them in the second row is Doug Spoon and my stupid self. Behind them in the third row is Parker Donalds and John Luther. In the fourth row is Peter Guile and Gabe Newell. And in the last row of the top 10 is Ricky Damar Jr. and Slime Block. So he's in the 81 this week. Good.
Drivers, start your engines!
On him. There was the command. Almost talked over it there. Sorry, generic papyrus lady from 23 years ago. But yeah, says we're gonna get started here. 50 laps around the tricky triangle. Now, Chris LaGouch, last week's winner, or last race's winner. Remember the one at the Glen? Probably not, because as of recording, that video has count them two views. 2 views. And I don't even know if they're unique. So it could have just been the same guy watching it twice. But anyways, we're green here in the Poconos. Say head turn towards turn 1 for the first time. This race will probably mainly be pit strategy. And once again, I'd like to apologize for the bad mic quality. But I mean, you just gotta take what you get sometimes, you know. It's down the back straightaway they go now. The long palm straight. And down into the tunnel turn. And they've already got mostly single file here. Parker Donald's looking to get by Doug Spoon as they go into turn 3. No, turn 4, just 3 turns. Even though, I mean, turn 1 is kind of like the radius of 2 turns, but whatever. But Sean Von Spiegler, I'm sure, would love to get a win here. Chris LaGouch obviously got his second win last race, and he's actually in second, and maybe could. I mean, Sean Von Spiegler was close to getting. I mean, not really close, but he sort of got back there at the end, but wasn't able to, take the lead or anything. So I'm sure he'd love to win this one, and especially when Chris LaGouch is in second place as of now. A win would help both these two in the point standings real bad. But Pocono, it's very, tricky, tricky triangle. But it is a very difficult course. But it definitely also plays into a lot of fuel strategies. Passing isn't usually the most common thing here. Also don't have anybody to talk about their Red Dead Redemption 2 this time, though, sadly. Hopefully next race, though, I'll sound better and maybe have some broadcast colleagues, but, Well, the 81 now, trying to get by Gabe Newell here. Down the long cone, straight into turn 2. Chris LaGouch looking to go for a pass on the leader. And Chris LaGouch with the lower line there, he'll be able to take the lead pretty easily. Definitely not what the speaker wanted to see. Oh, got to turn that on. Oh, he went 2 whole laps without that on. Sorry. No, 3. Sorry. Yikes. But we're going now by Spiegler for the lead. And yeah, that definitely not what Spiegler wants to see for 2 weeks in a row. Or two races in a row. Sorry, it's going to be confusing. But don't worry, we should only have one more Thursday race. That'll be the next race at Indianapolis. Although Spiegler trying to take this lead right back. Side by side, and no, Goy's gonna able to have a good run on the outside line there. And this 81 actually is making its way through the field. Started in the second to last, or like 4th row or something like that, and already has battled his way up to 4th. Also, Doug Spoon definitely needs some help in the points here. He's in 3rd, but around 100 or so points, like a big gap between him and 2nd place is teammate Nathaniel Boone. And there's about a whoa, what was that? I heard contact noise. There's no caution or anything, but weird. Parker Donald's now trying to get by Gabe Newell for the 5th place spot. There's actually a lot more passing than I thought there was going to be, but you know, it's still really early in the race. We're only getting to lap 6 now. Or lap 5, I don't know if that's updated yet. I think it's lap 6, yeah. Trying to take 3rd now is the 81. He'll get it. Slime Block's definitely been doing a bit worse than A Name, the other driver, taking control of the 81 this year. But he's having a pretty good show in this race so far. Donald's also looking to get by Doug Spoon. As Chris LaGouch is starting to get a bit of a gap on the 49. Definitely not what Spiegler wants to see. But they should only have to make 1 pit stop, which is kind of arbitrary. But I mean, like Pocono, usually it's always about pit strategy and who can save their fuel. But when you only got 1 pit stop, it does kind of just come down to who's the better driver and who has the better car too. That also matters incredibly. No one's gonna try and make a move out of line here. Let's give you a camera view here. And the 17 on for 14th. So pressured splash here. I guess that's what, 10th? Something like that. John Luther now trying to get by the 3. Although Donald's now trying to get by this 86 here. Then down Long Pond straight here. I don't really like TV2 cam here. I'll just use the TV one mostly. But remembering back to Nashville, I don't think my voice sounded that bad using the just default Windows that comes on the computer. But I mean, it definitely sounds not as good. But oh well, you know, you just gotta not be stupid. And I was stupid. First and second here, though, they've created a big gap between the rest of the field and themselves. '92 on the outside, being passed. But they're not trying to pass. Not really working here because it's a pretty one-lane track. I mean, 11's gonna get the inside in the tunnel turn, and boom, he's hung out. You've lost, buddy. Although a lot of people going for passes in turn 3, and it seems to be working out quite well. I mean, that's where the boy took the lead there. Now, trying to get by the 17, unable to do it. And Benny tried to get by his teammate too, but he couldn't do it either. Okay, the 18's got to go for a move, right? He's right there. So, weirdly, the first winless full-time driver that has not won is the 18, and I don't mean to be rude or anything, but his biggest highlight was being was him barrel rolling at Talladega, like low-key, maybe like he's up there for most forgettable driver in the series, but he's here. And he's running well. I don't think he has one top 5 though this season. He might have a few top 10s. I don't know. Like everyone else, pretty. I mean, I'd say Jess Mandela isn't that recognizable. I mean, George Franklin, he won. Me. Jackson Lanier also pretty forgettable. The 70, I feel like he shows up a lot. The 95, she's got I think they've got a few poles. The 11, talked about him. Jimmy Jim Balls, obviously. Winnie Choi gets talked about regularly. The 74, yeah, I mean, William Moore's also pretty forgettable, I'd say. The 30, and we talk about him sometimes. Nathaniel Boone, I mean, he's won 4 races. 28, he won Local Explorer earlier. 5, he won Martinsville. 4, you know, he'll show up at the big tracks. When we got Daytona coming up, I'm sure he'll do pretty well. Lex Syntax, we talked about how he sort of fails to perform. David Duche, obviously. The 31, talked about decently. Also, 3 wide here in turn 1. The 1 car, to Josh Blaine, we talked about. I mean, he's a channel subscriber, of course. The 7, you know, they do all right. Actually, no, I mean, Just Monica, he's got 2 wins. The 16 sort of performs, channel subscriber. And Bobby Kinger, the only one of his teammates to not win a race. The 24, yeah, doesn't do much. The 25 sort of shows the brilliance. The 6 does finish second at Daytona, you know, lost it by just a smidge. Sandy Rabb, she has shown some signs of potential, but has not won a race so far. Double zero, you know. But the 87, you know, they had a good showing at Toronto. The 20 won Charlotte, or Lowe's, of course, or the Coke 600. The 62, former channel subscriber, I do believe. Oh, they got some hood damage. There's some damage to the front of their car. I'm not sure what happened. Steve Aberou, you know, we talk about him regularly. And the 14, who's on pit road already, or was on pit road already. Also, channel subscriber. Oh, that's thing subscriber. Yeah, that kind of rounds out the field. But overall, who is the most forgettable driver? I think it really could be John Luther, though. Like, really, really forgettable. I don't know. Well, if anyone is watching at this point in the video, you know, all two viewers and whatnot, comment, which driver did I just mention there that you had not heard of in this series ever? I'd say it's about half of them. You know, I mean, half of them don't run too well. I mean, it's only been I think 13 unique winners. So, but also you got, you know, the people that run well usually, you know, and lead some laps, but never really win. I mean, Ricky Demar Jr. still has not won, but he has led, I think, more laps. I think Nathaniel Boone has led the most laps over the entire year, but I think Ricky's in second. So yeah, no, a lot of people have led some laps and still have not won. But then there, you know, are some people that don't really lead any laps ever and still find themselves with a win in their laps. And then there's some people that just always suck and are always at the back of the field and never really show any brilliance ever. As now we're about, like, I don't know, we're 10 laps before halfway, and yeah, see, and this is more what I was talking about, the field getting spread out here. Not a whole lot of passing going on, although here's the 92. Trying to get by more. He's got a bit of help from the 40, from Nathaniel Boone there, and not able to make it happen. Instead, the 30's going to get by. As everyone else is still trailing leaders here. 27. I don't know why it looked like he was going to the inside, but we're still freaking 30 feet behind him. Leaders have got a quarter of a lap lead over the. Well, actually, no, I wouldn't say that. I mean, they're only right there. But they, you know, they got like the whole tunnel turn in front of them. I mean, they're only just getting in, but they're already out. So, yeah, definitely a big lead between second and third. The top 5 is pretty much all strung out here. I guess the top 10's already strung out. Stan Marr able to get by Gabe Newell, who's been losing a lot of spots this race. Started in what, the second row, third row, and is already fallen back considerably. It's only just in the top 10 there, 10th spot. The 2 and the 17 battling for 13th versus, yeah. And even on the outside line, 17, Jackson Linger is able to get by. Yeah, I guess being on that outside is going to let you get a little more speed. I don't know if this track has progressive banking. It might. I don't know. That's what his, like, 15th lap led or something. But Spiegler not really able to get too much closer to that 55. I'm thinking though, when would their first pit stop be? Probably at around lap 30 to 40 maybe. I think when was Because there was a caution at Daytona, so yeah. And there's also one at Talladega, and that let them pit. But also they didn't make it, so yeah, I'd say around lap 40 or so. That's probably when they'll all end up coming in. I don't think you'll be able to go flag to flag without taking a pit stop here. I don't know if you can conserve that much fuel. And again, who knows? You know, crazier stuff has happened in this series. I'll use a helicopter cam here. It's a big enough track where that's reasonable. As Des Mandello trying to get by the 21, he will do so. And actually, Green Jr. just lost a lot of speed there, and Gabe Hull is going to try and take his spot too. All-known Damar coming out on the outside. They're still side by side on the front straightaway. Who's the 29 going to help out? Damar. And I still got Damar. That was weird. Single file now, not close enough to... Oh wait, caution out. What's caution out for? Says there's a caution out. I'm not sure what happened. Everything looks normal. Oh wait, no, I saw some skid marks there in the tunnel turn. But yeah, under caution for the first time. I guess someone just got spun into turn 2. But let's go see what has happened. Okay, so this accident happened in turn 3. Fred Carlisle was just trying to go for a pass and accidentally got into the 74. But then, you know, he got tagged and they both went into the wall. And luckily no one else hit them. So that might have been a pretty much larger crash there. That's what's going to send us under caution for the first time today. But I suppose let's get into some pit stops now, as I'm assuming that's what the field's going to do. Alright, well they're going to head down pit road now. So yeah, everyone's coming down now. The boy can be the first one down. Man, my commentary skills have just gotten so great over the past, you know, what, 8 months we've been doing this? Yes, there you, I mean, get as much fuel as you can. I'm sure. Oh my goodness, the 92. All right, yeah, business as usual. But LaGouch and Spiegler staying on pit road a great long time there. They just lost a bunch of position. And I guess Jimmy Jimballs is just gonna keep going. Sure. All normal. Well they're gonna get going. I want to see what happened to Jimothy Jimballs. What? Okay, so he goes into his pit box, you know, all normal. Immediately gets out. I guess maybe just went for a splash of fuel. So maybe you get a bunch of track position. All right. Okay. Well, we're gonna take a short break, but then we'll see you after the caution.
Hello. Richard Splash here. Driver of the number 10 Mobile 1 Dodge. Anyways, I'm just here to ask you to subscribe, like, and comment below. Thank you. Now back to the race.
Alright, so getting ready to go back green here. Ricky Nimrod Jr. ended up getting the lead off pit road, joined on the front row by my stupid self. And yeah, the original leader is very far back. They're not even in the top 10 restarting. Wait, yes they are exactly in the top 10. 9th and, well, LaGouch starting in the top 10, but Spiegler is not. As we're back under green here in Pocono. As I'm going to get a pretty good jump off this restart. Into turn 1. Danmarv, though, looked like he may have been trying to go underneath and get around, but no, not going to be able to do that. But they should be good on fuel now, I would think. I don't know. Danmarv now going for a pass for the lead into the tunnel turn. Not able to get underneath the 29 car. Toya, though, his teammate there, though, could possibly help him out in getting the lead. He looks to the inside on the front straightaway. Will Toya go down there to help him? Yes, he will. As they go into turn 1. Oh, Toya going up. Oh, weird. But now Ricky Nimrod Jr. clears the 29, and he has taken the lead. Benny Toya now trying to get by the 29-2 into the tunnel turn, but that high line is just going to give a lot more speed off exit. Well, maybe not as speed, or maybe not enough as I would have liked. And Toya's going to be able to get by the 29. They're still sort of double file here as they back racing, and yep, just as I would think, the 92 had to go back on pit road. Wonder why. It's not like he flipped or anything. Oh wait, yeah, you did. How about that? But LaGouch, who restarted in 10th, he has fallen back to 14th. Yeah, the 92 lap down, probably a bit slow, you know. I mean, usually when your car flips, it doesn't do exactly how it used to be, you know. So you might slow down that top line there, but I mean, I'm sure after a little while it'll all get single filed out here. But you know, not everybody lost a bunch of their position. Parker Donalds, he's still in 4th after all that. As we just hit halfway point, or the halfway point, done half of this race, and now we got the other half left to go. As the 12 and the 29 battling here, that's going to let Danmarv run away a little bit. And the 27, with the 12 and the 29 getting slowed way down, it's going to let him get by both of them. And he's going to try and make up some ground on Danmarv. As he's getting real close to the back of that 21 car. Right behind him now, could maybe be looking to go for a pass into turn 1 perhaps. No, he stays behind him. As the 11 now has made his way. He's in the top 5 right now. Possibly be looking to get by Toya. And after a short little fall there, the 55 is back in the top 10, running 9th. Or I guess 8th, I think. Yeah, 8th. Now he's looking to get by the 81. Oh, but on that top line, Slime Block just gained a bunch of positions there. Getting by the 11 and the 12. Which he is in 4th now. Good move there. Really good move. As Parker Donald's just right on the back bumper of that 21 car. Gonna stay behind him down this back straightaway. The 11 side by side with his teammate here, looking to get 4th. And he will. Oh my! He almost runs into the back of the 29. It is getting real intense here, and they still got 20 laps, and they still got over 20 laps to go here. Still a lot of racing left to be done. And Danmar slows down really so much. Is he having a mechanical problem? I'm not sure, but he's coming down pit road as well as a few others. Is the fuel window, the fuel window, I guess the fuel window might be a bit shorter than I first thought, so I don't really know what's going on here. But a lot of cars are on pit road now, so yeah, the fuel window might be a bit shorter than I first thought it was. The lead is now in the hands of, I guess the 11. Yeah. So Tony Ogle now leading. Will he come down pit road though? Doesn't look like it. No, he's going to stay out this time. Is anybody else going to come down pit road? No. Huh, I wonder. Really weird though is Danmar now out. He's in 25th. Left with a bunch of others that went down and pitted, but try to go back. Hey, but as I try to go back, no one else is on pit road. Really, really strange is everyone else who pitted with them is. Yeah, that's really weird. Tony Ogle leading. Really does make you. I figured they'd be good on fuel, although maybe not. We might have to take 2 pit stops here, as it's a very technical circuit. But the 11 again staying out, and no one else is coming down pit road. So I don't know. Unless maybe Danmar and all the others are turning early, so that way they can just go full throttle, push it as hard as they can all the way around, and they'll be good. And then these fellas are just going to try and coast it out, and I don't know, we'll see. But regardless, the 11 is now leading. And you just gotta wonder, is it a matter of time before he pits, or are they gonna try and stretch it out? You'll see as they're coming up on the 16 here. It's got some hood damage. And I mean, we saw a caution earlier, but I mean, if a caution comes out now, it could disrupt everything. Because that does happen, and that kind of just ruins the 21 and everyone else's plans there that did pit. got 19 to go now. Still no one on pit road, I do believe. Yeah, no one else has come down to pit. As leaders are now coming up on everyone else who did come on to pit road. You know, it's gotten to the point where I turn to Garrett and I'd say, "Hey Garrett, how's your Red Dead Redemption going?" But I can't do that now. Luckily though, this has been a pretty, for Pocono standards, this has been a great race. Well, for base NR, I mean, I did edit this heavily, the track on night heavily, but I'd say it's been a pretty entertaining race. Yeah, a decent amount of passes, and you always get your pit strategy here, and it's pretty exciting. Still really would have liked to have recorded this yesterday and have it up already, as it's now 5:10. Yeah, so this should have come out, like 40 minutes ago, but oh well. Things happen the way they happen. It's alright. But I do remember Bristol, the Bristol dirt race. Although in that case I just didn't edit it, and but this time I just didn't record it. So, yeah. But that came out about 9:30, so I'm guessing I'll upload this at that time. So if you're seeing this at, I guess, 10:07, if you didn't pause it or anything, this is about. Well, then again, also no one watches it immediately after it gets uploaded. That I know for sure. Especially when my last video got two views. It's it's just a little sad. Just a little sad. Goy has actually made his way back to third after everything. And now that I'm thinking about it, what may have happened, you saw a lot of people gain that track position, and you saw the replay of Jimmy Jimballs. He only took a splash of fuel and then got flipped. Because he went into pit road, he went to his pit stall and immediately back out, and of course the 16 flipped him. But of course the Goy, he lost a bunch of track position, probably because he filled up all the way on gas. And I think that's what everyone else did too. And so the ones that only took a little bit of fuel, they had to pit again. So yeah, the strategy, I guess, did not work out though. I guess Danmar, he just needed that little extra point to lead a lap, so he got that for him. But I imagine Tony Oval, he got all the fuel he could, probably. As now just getting by the 16. Next up are a few other cars with damage. I think that's also why a few cars came onto pit road. It's because they had some damage on them. But not everyone did, But Tony Ogle's still leading. He'll be looking for his first win of the year. Had a good showing at Iowa earlier. Didn't win, but led some laps, so good on him. Very different tracks here, Pocono and Iowa, though, but he's been able to lead at both of them. I think he led at Daytona, too. That's the only other track he led at. It was one lap. I know, yeah. Tell you what, we're gonna do, because I have nothing to talk about, let's do some crank it up, you know? Yeah, crank it up. Oh, more cars on pit road now. I guess that ends the crank it up segment. Yes, yeah, I guess some people got less fuel than others, so and they'd be on pit road now. Oh, that includes race leader Tony Ogle. Tony Ogle on pit road. He will lose the lead, and it will go to George Franklin, who I'd imagine was on a pretty similar strategy. I'm guessing Tony Ogle just got a little bit, you know, less fuel than everyone else, or a little bit more than the guys that only took a little splash and goo. But George Franklin, I mean, he also got a bunch of track position from it, so if I had to guess, probably also gonna need to pit. I'm not sure if Chris LaGouch does. Remember, he lost a lot of spots there in pit road, but the 81 trying to get past him now for second place currently. But not able to, and now he's going to have to go back to third. Although Richard Splash, though, mounting a charge on the outside lane. Looking to take third now from the 81. Not going to be able to clear him, though, as they're... Well, now he is. And yeah, now Slimeblock's losing a lot of position there as... Well, it looked like the 27 also might be able to get by him. Currently the 2-car in second place could be looking for his second win on the year. He won at the race where my microphone was also bad. I just had to use the one, the Windows default one. It'd be funny if he managed to do that twice. But now LaGouch looking to take the lead away. Take the lead back. And he will do just that. and the two sort of just let them have it. So the 55 back to the front spot, as we only got 10 more laps to go. So yeah, sorry, 9 more laps to go. Trying to get by this 16 as easily as possible. Doesn't want to lose any fuel, I'm sure. I was only, I mean, he was on pit road for a long time. I'm sure getting as much fuel as possible. So. Still under 10 laps to go now, and the 55 is back in the driver's seat of the field. I mean, they're all in the driver's seat. They're all driving the car. Just, you know, an expression. You don't gotta get so angry, man. Chill. Calm down. Chill, man. It's just a saying, dude. Come on, man. Chill out. God, chillax, man. Come on, man. It's not cool. Just relax. Anyways, 8 to go, and I don't know if the 55 is going to come down pit road. I don't think he is. Original pole setter 49. He's back outside the top 10. He's running 12th currently. Yeah. A little Richard Splash able to get by for a second now. Side by side with the 2. With a bit of help from the 27. He'll be able to take second place, and Parker Donalds will take third as George Franklin falls to 4th. Seven more laps to go around this 3-turned 2.5 mile. Is it a super speedway? I mean, it's big. It's not I mean, you don't go that. I mean, you go fast, but you don't keep that speed all the way around. It's a very technical circuit. But you know, it does play a lot more like a road course, kind of. Which, I mean, that's why Chris LaGouch is probably doing so well here. Is because, I mean, he won last week at Watkins Glen. Had a good showing at Sonoma, where he finished second after starting second. Yeah, where Doug Spoon got first after starting first. Bad video. Don't watch it. It's a super boring race. The goalie's still going to lead around here. Richard Splash, I'm sure, needs to make up all the time he can. If Chris LaGouch manages to pick up a win here, though, he will tie Peter Guile and Doug Spoon for the second most wins on the season. Although it would not become 3 in a row, that's the most wins consecutively held. Currently is by Doug Spoon. Won all 3 of his races back to back to back. But Chris LaGouch is a bit more spread out. One at Gateway, and then of course last race, and yeah. But if he wins here, that'd be 2 in a row. Which Peter Guile, I don't think Peter Guile's got 2 in a row. I think Peter Guile won Atlanta, Iowa. Yeah, you know, he won Iowa, and then Toronto. Yeah, that's about right. But, you know, it was a while till we got a repeat winner. It was what, Kentucky to Iowa? I think that's how long it was till we had a repeat winner in the LaGouch Cup series. But so far, we've only had repeat winners for the past three races. Because Justin Malachi won his second race at Michigan. Peter Guy won his third at Toronto, and last week, Chris Boy won his second at Watkins Glen. So, and if he wins here, it'll also be another repeat win. And so would Richard Splash, so would Parker Donalds and George Spoon and George Franklin, Doug Spoon, and the first non-repeat winner in the field would be the 81. But he's part-time, and the first full-time driver to get a first win would be John Luther. So yeah, I think we've certainly hit the threshold of how many different winners are going to be in the series. Everyone that can win a race, everyone that can win a race, probably, already has. I'll say there are a few exceptions. I'm sure there are a few people. Jam Marf Jr. And some other people that could probably win a race this year, but just still have not been able to. But LaGouch taken 3 to go, and does not look like Richard Splash is getting anywhere close here. He's got a few lap cars in front of him. Whoa, like Syntax into the wall. That ain't good. That ain't good. Everyone have handling problems this late into a race, and also right in front of the leader. So yeah, I'm sure if I'm Chris LaGouch, you want to get by this 80 car now. That way, if he manages to wipe out, it won't be in front of you. It's 2 to go now. Only about 5 miles. Is what, yeah. Although, he's already past turn 1, so probably 4.5. Hershey Splash still not getting any closer, nor is anyone else. But a very exciting race, to say the least, though. It's been very good. It's a shame we couldn't have done this yesterday and had Garrett or John here, if John would have showed up, which, I doubt it. But I'm sure Garrett, would have pulled up. And maybe John would have, who knows. But with all that being said, we're going to have one more lap around the tricky triangle. And Chris LaGouch only has to make it one more lap around here. He's led the most laps all day, and is going to look for his second win in a row, third on the year. And unless, the 10's got some sort of rocket jets secretly, like a secret button that he presses, like the Cars 2 thing with Mater, he's not gonna make it to the lead here. Yeah, only now just getting in frame. So yeah, Chris LaGouch into turn 3 for the final time. Chris LaGouch is going to win the Hershey 500 at Pocono. Third win on the year, second in a row. And yeah, led the most laps today. Good pit strategy, good racing. And manages to take his third win on the year. Very impressive. Winning the Hershey 500 here. Yeah, that's going to conclude this pretty crazy race. And, and you already know what time it is. It's time to get to everyone's favorite section of the video. The point standings. Alright, so here are the point standings after the Hershey 500 at Pocono Raceway. Dan Marv's still leading, but after that bad strategy call at the race there, he managed to finish, I think, outside the top 20. So definitely not what he wanted to have there. I think he lost about 80 points on his lead to Daniel Boone. Richard Splash, I think, overtook Doug Spoon and is now in third. Or maybe he was already in third. I don't remember. But yeah, but Chris LaGouch winning his third race on the year. He's in. Actually, no, he might not be in ninth. Actually, let me go look at Gabe Noble's in the 80s points. Alright, so Gabe Noble has 2,954 points. So he is. Wait, 2,000. So Gabe Noble's actually in sixth right now. Yeah, 2,000. Yeah, no, that's right. 799 plus 2,155. Yep. All right. I think that it all adds up. So yeah, Gabe Newell's in sixth now. Well, wait, no, Gabe Newell's in fifth. Huh. Okay, so Gabe Newell is in fifth by 10 points over Tony Ogle, and Alexa Intax has 2,033 points, so he's in 30th. So that means that CJ Calix Tony Ogle on down, they move one spot back, and then Tobias Ciallen on down, they move 2 spots back. So yeah, so Gabe Newell, he was thinking 7th last time. But, you know, this bottom half of the top 10 here, very competitive. Is only a couple points separate each driver here. So yes, really anyone could get in here. But yeah, Nathaniel Boone shrinks his gap from the lead, and his Ricky Emerald Jr.'s held on to that for quite a while. But regardless, that is your point standings after the Hershey 500. And there's all that. But we'll be seeing you next time at Indy for the Brickyard 400. This, you know, it should be a Monday, given it's a crown jewel and whatnot. But you know, it's what happened. So this should be coming out to Thursday, if not sometime else this week. I mean, this race was late, so I don't want to. This video is already like an hour long, so. But yeah, we'll see you next time at the Brickyard 400. For the Brickyard 400 at Indianapolis. Hopefully John's there. Hopefully Garrett's there. Yeah. All right. Well, we'll see you all next time. You guys have a good rest of your day. Bye bye.